Hi, Justine.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Nice to see you here.
When I had my barbecue with the kids, they were throwing a ball and they knocked the top off my metal. But it's still alive. It's just like, thanks. But I'm hoping that I get some seeds. There's some flowers. There's little flowers on it. Yeah, it's still off. But then there's another. You have another one. I took one from
Okay, we're here with the bergamot, which has beautiful red flowers. Here's some linden infusion for you, Monica Jean. 2 hands, thank you, honey. All right, this beautiful red bergamot is also known as bee balm or Monarda didyma, or bergamot. I prefer to call it bergamot because she's so elegant. And she's a member of the mint family. Bee balm, Oswego tea, so many names for this plant. And when you go to buy it, you want to make sure that you get this red variety. There are other varieties, there are other cultivars, most of which are purple flowered. And the purple flowered ones are very, very high in oregano oil. As a matter of fact, we use the purple flowered ones as oregano because it's a stronger oregano taste than oregano itself. And although I have been doing my best to get that purple flowered one out of the garden. Oh, this is the red one, good. Often it sneaks in to this area here, so I thought maybe I could find you an oregano one, but these are all nice bee balm, which has a really pleasant. Here's one. Smell, and this, you can pass this around. As you see, it looks exactly the same. All right, the only way that I could tell the difference was by smelling. And take half a leaf. And remember what we were doing yesterday. I know not everybody was here yesterday, so I'll go over it again. And you can start cutting. You've done this before, right? Okay. They are in a field of nettle. Who wanted to know about nettle? They are, yes. Can you show her nettle? Okay. All of the big tall plants surrounding them is nettle. All right. And if you're a little uncertain, just touch it, and you'll forever remember that it's stinging nettle.
Oh.
All right. As they say, stinging nettle is the easiest plant to recognize. You can find it naked at midnight. My sweetheart had a yens for some fresh greens last night at 12:30, and I went out. The moon was hidden behind the clouds, and there's a lot of nettle in my garden over there where the salad greens are, so I got stung a little bit. We were doing that. As you get them, if you could pass them out to us, then we will start stringing them up. All right. Bergamot makes a lovely tea. We use 1 stalk of bergamot per ounce of comfrey to kind of change the texture of comfrey. Comfrey leaf infusion is both mucilaginous and astringent, and it's very strange in your mouth. So just the tiniest little bit of this bergamot makes it so much more pleasant. Now I'm going to pass down some strings. I think there's a string here for everybody to have. And what I find is that a great many people who no more than 2 bergamots in a bunch. And don't do anything till I tell you what to do, please. Okay. I find that many people, when they harvest herbs, don't understand that the sun is the herb's enemy. All right, we want to harvest toward the middle of the day when the sun is very strong, but we then want, once we have cut the plant, it should never again see the sun. The sun is now completely off limits for those plants. So one of the reasons that this isn't all harvested is that they harvested for a short while and then went in and hung up the herb. All right, Elizabeth and I came out here, I know it's hard to believe, and harvested pounds and pounds and pounds of nettle. And we worked for about 15 minutes, then we went and hung it. We came back, we worked for 15 minutes and hung it. And as we harvested it, we put it under that lilac so that it was in the shade. Nettle, especially your protein-rich herbs like nettle, comfrey, red clover, are going to rot fast They will literally rot within half an hour of picking them if you leave them in the sun and make a big pile of them. So what's really important in terms of harvesting is to harvest a moderate amount, maybe even a small amount, and then hang it up. Now, when many people go to hang up their herbs, they have like a spool of string or thread, and they wrap it around and around and around their herbs, and then they tie it in a knot, and then they hang their herbs up, and they go back, and all their herbs are on the floor. Yes? Mm-hmm. Has anybody experienced that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, very, very common. Right. So then people say, all right, what I'm going to do is a rubber band. And then what happens is the herbs mold up underneath the rubber band. So we'd want neither to wrap the string around nor to put a rubber band on it. How are we doing? Is everybody getting a couple of bergamot there? We want to pass them out so that each person has 2 bergamot. Take a look at your string. Do you see that I did not bring the 2 ends together and tie them in a Girl Scout knot? I laid the 2 ends next to each other and then tied an overhand knot. Yeah, is everybody clear about that? Mm-hmm. Any confusion? This is really important.
Say it again,
yes.
Please.
The 2 ends are not brought together and knotted,
okay,
but laid parallel and knotted together in an overhand knot. Okay. As you can see, may we borrow your string for a second? As you can see in this string, that the ends weren't brought end to end, but laid parallel and then tied into a knot. Mm. All right? I have a drawer with hundreds of these, so that when we are ready to hang up herb, we don't have to sit there and make them. All right? Some night when you're too tired to do anything else, make a bunch of strings. All right? And these are strings from bakery boxes and strings from cat food bags. And, you know, look around. There's a lot of string in your life, or you could even go out and buy some. That's certainly fine, too. There's some nice hemp string around. All right, this is a pretty good size, couple of inches, but we have larger and smaller ones as well. Okay, how are we doing? Does almost everybody have some plant in hand? Okay, what we want to do is to take the stem of the plant and bend our loop around it. Can you see what I'm doing? Mm-hmm. What I am not doing is putting the stem of the plant through the loop. The whole loop bends around the 2 stems that we have, and the knot then goes through the open loop. Pull it tight. Usually we pull it tight enough for the plant to snick. All right. Now, there's a slight difficulty with yours here because you've left so much stalk that it's going to be very hard to hang. Usually we want, see how this is here? Mm-hmm. Usually we want our string to be, and what's happening to my finger? It's pulled so tight that my finger is getting like red at the end, right? So what happens as the herb dries is that this pulls tighter, right? Mm-hmm. So long as you have pulled it tight enough to go snick at the beginning, you will not have any herb falling on the floor. Who needs help with your string? Did you not get a string?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, everybody else get a string? Everybody got their herb hung up? Or ready to hung up? Ready to go? Ready? She didn't get a string either. Well, there's some extra string down there. Okay, we're going to walk around to the studio and hang it up.